busy on camera. What's up, live? Brittany Chanel is live right now. What is up, y'all? Welcome, first person in the live. How y'all feeling? Hey, y'all. Hey, Tasha Smith. How are you doing? Mr. Dezam, what up? What's up with y'all? How was y'all day today? I know y'all haven't seen me, but that's only because I've been at school. I gotta grind right now. Hey, Fatima. Oh, you was watching the Eagles? Everybody say they was watching football. Who won last night? Cause I don't watch football. Who won last night, y'all? Hey, Sheila. Hey, Amber. Hey, Jason. What's up, you all? You from Philly, Patriots and Eagles? What's up, Super Cam? What's good? Fatima, you in the middle of a blizzard. Ooh. You know, I wish I was kind of like snowed in, but not really. Like, you like it for like the first couple of days, and then you be like, dang, I gotta get out the house. So I like it because you get out of like school and work, but then as long as you don't have to make it up, that's all good. Yes, Jason Hunter, South Bronx in the building. Stand up. Hello, Godson Richard. Oh, Amber says, "Oh no, Fatima, we had snow melt today." Where I'm at, it's just so the weather is so bipolar. Let me pull up the chat so I can see y'all, cause this stuff on the iPad it just goes by so quickly. Hey, Shahid. Mr. Dezam said you ain't trying to be snowed in a lot. Super Cam, my day was awesome. Like, it was fulfilling getting to, teach and help people. So my day was fulfilling. I could definitely say that. It was definitely fulfilling. I got to, teach and inspire. The weather is definitely crazy. Okay, so Richard says, thinking back, I recall being hurt and insecure and something foolish. Well, we getting ready to get into that. Richard, we getting ready to get into tonight we're gonna talk about people who lie, liars, and people who lie specifically, not people that just lie, but people that lie specifically for manipulation purposes and to attention seek, and to get sympathy, to get self benefits. Like, they'll lie to benefit some type of way. Okay, Richard said, ain't no shame in keeping it real. Amen to that. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Hello, Lise Bonet. Oh, shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. But yeah, like, how many people have dealt with somebody that just lied to manipulate? And for those of you who don't know what manipulate is, a manipulator is somebody that will try to lie and to harp on your emotions, lie to you to get your emotions involved, to sway the opinion or the view of them, or to get their way in a situation. Okay, Lise Bonet said, truth, 100, 100. Okay, I feel you, boo. So that's a manipulator. Like, people that are manipulative, and that lie to gain sympathy. Yes, Shahid, thank you. You took the words right out of my mouth. They do have an ulterior motive, and they're definitely fraudulent, and they're dealing with and participating in fraudulent activity. It's also, to me, in my opinion, now I'm not a professional in psychology. I just want to go to school to eventually be a doctor. in psychology. But I like, I like looking at the reason on why people do certain things. So tonight we're gonna talk about the people and break down why I believe and why science believes that these people do this type of behavior. They lie for attention seeking, and it's really, if the person was to go to a psychologist that's licensed, the psychologist most likely will say that they got some type of personality disorder or some type of mental defects, because people that lie to manipulate other people or to get benefits out of people, or to it's just not cool, yo. Like, it's just really not. Like, it's not cool for people to lie, but it's definitely not cool for you to lie to get benefits out of it, and you messing with people's emotions and got them thinking one thing and it's really another thing. So tonight we're going to talk about a couple of terms on what they would call these type of people if they were diagnosed by a licensed professional. So we're going to talk about that. What they would call a liar that lies to people to gain sympathy. Now, one term that they would say that this possibly could be histrionic personality disorder is characterized by constant attention seeking, emotional overreaction, and suggestibility. Like, this type of person, excuse me, this type of person, you may see them like the person that may like try to hurt themselves or say they hurt themselves. This type of person, they may hurt themselves, whatever, for attention, or say that they hurt themselves, say, oh, I was in the hospital and, this is what I've been going through, or the woe is me type of person. They may come up with stories and stuff like that to get emotional attention from people. Or they may even suggest something like, oh, I got hurt or something like that. Something to that tune. Everybody knows that one person that does that for attention. A person with this condition tends to over dramatize situations, which may impair relationships and lead ultimately to depression, basically. You said Tasha Smith said your ex? Oh my God. So basically, this is just like constant manipulator like tendencies, where the person, they just come up with all kind of fraudulent activity, lies. They just come up with all type of different things. So pretty much this type of personality disorder, basically it has an onset in adolescence or early adulthood, and it could be stabilized over time, and then it could ultimately lead to distress or impairment. So individuals with a let me I don't get time. Histrionic personality disorder, they exhibit excessive emotionality, a tendency to regard things in an emotional manner, and are attention seekers. People with this disorder are uncomfortable or feel unappreciated when they are not the center of attention. Behaviors may include constant attention seeking or approval of attention, self dramatization, theatricality. So they're theatrical. They come up with these stories and they be outlandish, drama filled, all to get you to be like, oh my gosh, poor baby. Oh, that is so sad that that happened to you. Oh, you must be so brave that you just went through that situation. They want that response from you. It's all manipulation at the end of the day, because they're dealing with a psychological issue. So pretty much it says here that the person, they deal with striking self-centeredness. So they'll try to play like, oh, this happened to me. And then it says they may be lively and dramatic and initially charm new acquaintances with their enthusiasm, apparent openness, or flirtatiousness. And it says they also, however, may embarrass friends and acquaintances with excessive public displays of emotion. such as embracing casual acquaintances with passion, sobbing uncontrollably over minor setbacks, or having temper tantrums. These people, they could be self-centered, and they could find themselves in inappropriate situations, like fraudulent situations, y'all. It's crazy. So people with histrionic personality disorder, they commandeer that role of the life of the party. They have to be that main event. If they're not, they will crack. You will see them emotionally crumble. So they interest in conversation will be self-focused. They use physical appearance to draw attention to themselves. Emotional expression may be shallow and rapidly shifting. Like you'll see their mood shift from, oh my gosh, the emotion is just so real, and it's just, and then you'll see them proceed to shed that theatrical emotion, and then they'll move to something else. But you'll see a rigid shift. Let me see what the chat is saying so far. Okay, let me see what we talking about. Hey, y'all, that's just coming in the chat. And Fatima says, yes, they want sympathy for real. Tasha says, yeah, Lise, OMG status. Rainy, you are funny talking about stuff, talking about my mom. And Tasha, you are a mess. Like, you done went through some things. Now, let's get back to it, y'all. I'm going to be checking on the chat from time to time, but y'all stay with me. Stay with me. We got to break down what causes people to manipulate, to lie, to do this fraudulent activity, y'all, because it's crazy, and it's definitely a psychological disorder that people do this type of behavior. So pretty much their style of speech is excessively impressionistic and lacking in detail. They want to make an impression on you. They want whatever lie they tell or whatever story they tell, they want that to leech an emotional response from you, to distract you or deter you from whatever lie they done told or fraud they done told, and ultimately their self-esteem, to get that energy from you, for you to say, oh my God, I can't believe that happened to you. And it's really sad that people be doing this for sympathy, y'all. It's sad. It's real sad. But pay attention when people will be sobbing uncontrollably over minor little issues, like little things. They cry over like little situations. That's a sign of mental illness. You're not especially when you're not a baby. Babies cry over like, oh, you knocked over my block tower, or oh, you used my Legos. You get what I'm saying? That type of stuff. So people that are a little bit older and they cry over like spilt milk, you have to watch them. So pretty much, it says the disorder occurs more frequently in women, but this is due to the fact that more women are often diagnosed than the men in this situation. And it says data from the 2001 to 2002 National ES survey on alcohol and related conditions estimate that the prevalence of histrionic personality disorder is 1.84%. So let's talk about the symptoms of this. So in order for people to, it says here, this is out of Psychology Today, wonderful work that they do. I love reading their magazines and stuff like that, because it really helps me get an insight on like what people be going through, like just as a human being, like not out here trying to like, I really want to understand people. That's why I chose psychology to want to go to school for. Yes, Alana, that's a good question. Does anybody know somebody like this? So we're going to determine if you know somebody like this. They have to have 5 or more of the following symptoms must be present in order to have histrionic personality disorder. So self-centeredness, uncomfortable when they are not the center of attention. That's number 1, numero uno. They constantly seek reassurance or approval. Like you'll see them like they gotta be buddy with different people, or if the person or different peers around them don't give them approval, they will feel a way about it. And it's just like, that's once again, you know, harping off of what I said earlier. You have to have that self-love. How you doing, Lady Royal? If they rapidly shift emotional states that appear shallow to others, like if the person is talking to you and they telling you this emotional story, but their mood is just rapidly shifting to where it's like, yo, you looking fraud to me. You looking a little, this story is just looking a little shifty. Like people literally will lie, come up with a story just so that you be like, oh God, you know, God bless your heart, baby. You know, like, so you get that response. And ultimately it's for self benefit and self gain. So if they're overly concerned with their physical appearance or how they appear to other people, and they use their appearance to draw attention to themselves, yes, that's fraudulent. That's numero uno. You just fraud. So it says here, opinions are easily, if their opinions are easily influenced by other people, but difficult to back up with details. So if you got dealing with a person where, like, let's say one person in the room, they say something, instantly, boom, they change their opinion of what they really felt to the one person that said that. But if you ask them why they feel like that, they can't give you valid details to back why they now feel like said person. You know that you're dealing with somebody with the histrionic personality disorder. Hold on, let me see, guys. Can y'all see me in the chat? Let me know if y'all can see me in the chat before we continue. It might be a little out of whack. Okay, you say yes, but it keeps stopping. All right, y'all. It could be because of the weather. I'm sorry. Hey, Lady Royal. It could be because of the weather, y'all. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know, because sometimes, like, if it's different weather, like, it's storming here, so it could be because of the weather. Yeah, it's harshly storming right now while I'm going live. So that could be the reason why it's the connection is acting bad. Okay, but I think I'm clear now though, cuz I'm watching on another device. So I think I'm good to go now. All right, so back at it. So basically, let me get back to what I was saying. So opinions are easily influenced by other people, but difficult to back up with details. That's that person that one person say something, boom, they feel like that, they run with it. They run with the person is saying. They run with whatever the person is saying, and if you ask them why you feel like said person, they don't have no reason to validate why they feel like that, because they kind of like a follower. They have to be approved by the group. You get what I'm saying? That's that type of thing. And the next reason or symptom is if the person is excessive dramatics with exaggerated displays of emotion, like they falling out on the floor, they crying over little minor situations. And the next one is, this is how you really know the person could be mentally off and just fraudulent with the whole lying for sympathy thing. These people that do this, they have a tendency to believe that relationships are more intimate than what they actually are. So pretty much they believe that they're cool with people, like they just romanticize relationships. They think that they're more cool with people than they actually are. They're highly suggestible, and that is because they are easily influenced by other people. Like they could get with different people and be influenced. It's no thoughts of their own. They move fraudulent, and then they also are influenced by people. So it says the cause of this disorder is unknown, but childhood events and genetics may both be involved. It says it occurs more frequently in women than in men, although some feel it's simply more often diagnosed in women because attention seeking and sexual forwardness are less socially acceptable for women than for men. So it says that people with this disorder are usually able to function at a high level and can function well in social and occupational environments. They may seek treatment for depression when romantic relationships end. They often fail to see their own situation realistically, instead tending to over dramatize and exaggerate. And it says responsibility for failure or disappointment is usually blamed on other people. So that while they out frauding and they lying for sympathy and attention, they will often try to shift the blame of their failure and disappointment on others. Because they tend to crave novelty and excitement, they may place themselves in risky situations. All these factors may lead to greater risk of developing depression. So, lies, or a person that lies like this, it could point to mental illness. And a person that blatantly lies is found in the condition called pseudologia fantastica, in which a person concocts a stream of fictitious tales about their past, present, many with a small kernel of truth, all just compulsively lying. Pathological liars seem utterly sincere about their lies, but if confronted with the facts to the contrary, they will often just as sincerely reverse their story. So they will lie to you to get sympathy and attention, and you confront them about it, and then they try to sincerely reverse the story. It's just crazy. So it's quoted here to say Dr. King, that's, the person that they got that from was Dr. King. And they're a psychiatrist, so that's what he's quoted to say. Their stories have a believable consistency, but they just do not seem able to monitor whether they are telling the truth or not. These people are very toxic people. They are just, to me, it's a mental illness, but there's some people that they are aware of the right and wrong. They are aware that they're lying to people, getting people emotionally vested. They are aware of the fraud that they're doing. Okay, they are aware. It's a lot of people out here doing this. Just period. And then I just want y'all to know, not all pathological lying stems from neurological difficulties. And it says here, psychiatrists, because I'm on the New York Times, lies can point to mental disorders or signal normal growth. Like, this is the article. And it says here, psychiatrists are also grappling with lies that typify certain emotional disorders and are told by people who know they are lying. So some of these people with these mental disorders, it's not because they're suffering from neurological type of stuff going on to where they may have like a problem in their brain, but it is some type of mental illness when you just compulsively lying. You could just pathologically lie and you have no problem with that for attention, because you are not the center of attention, or you want to manipulate a certain type of attention. Because in a minute, I'm getting ready to break down to y'all manipulators in its entirety and why they are toxic people that you should just stay away from, because that's a demonic spirit. So pretty much, manipulative lies are the hallmark of the sociopath or antisocial personality, who is driven by utterly selfish motives. The manipulative liar who lies are the hallmark of the sociopath or antisocial personality, who is driven by utterly selfish motives. They are solely driven by the ulterior motive of a selfish motive, so that you view them a certain way, so that a situation can shift a certain way that you want it, they want it to shift, so that you view them a certain way, so that they can lie to you and get that attention that they are seeking. And these people may gravitate toward the fringes of trades like sales, where they're bent toward lying, and it may serve them well. And then it says here, since sociopaths feel no remorse or empathy for their victims, they are capable of the most cold-hearted lies. Please be careful, folks, with people who could just get up in front of you and just bust a bold-faced lie to you with no problem. Like, literally, you ain't even have no thought about a lie, and you know what I mean? And the person just could lie to you to your face, smile in your face, knowing that they lying. That's a person who's a manipulator. So it's different types of lies. We're going to break down all the lies tonight, because people who are frauding out here, you need to know we see you. So melodramatic lies, which these are the lies that stem and make them want to be the center of attention, are natural to the hysteric or histrionic personality. Such people are searching desperately for love. They are also more taken with emotional truths than the facts of a situation. Casual lies are to the hysteric what license is to the poet. This is according to Dr. King. So I'm going to put the links to these two articles, because I love this, because these psychology professionals are helping us to better understand, or have an understanding of what the heck type of fraud stuff can go down in your streets, your community, and how these people could sit up in front of you and tell a bold-faced lie cold-heartedly to get you emotionally involved, get your feelings, just so you can say, baby, oh my goodness, that is just so sad that happened to you. They energy leeches and energy drainers, and they are toxic, and you need to stay far away from people like that. We talked about before these grandiose liars, that they're the typical lies of the type narcissist, whose deep need to win the constant approval of others impels him to present himself in the most favorable light. So they are prone to exaggerate their abilities or accomplishments in order to seem more impressive, because narcissists feel entitled to special treatment. For instance, believing that ordinary rules do not apply to them, they can be reckless in their lies. Please be careful of people who can be reckless in their lies. People who could just tell a grandiose lie and just really just not think about the consequences. I know that when I started my relationship with Christ, it took me, time to stop doing things of the past. Like, everybody falls short, but it's like when you're convicted by the Holy Spirit, you will be like, I ain't about to go and do that. Like, that's crazy. Like, when Lil Henry or the devil come to you with an idea that is demonic, you're going to be like, no way am I going to think about doing that. That's not even right. Like, you'll fact check yourself and be like, I ain't doing that. Let me not even do no crazy mess like that. So let's move on to the next type of liars, y'all. The people who are evasive are typical of the borderline personality, it says right here, who's wildly vacillating, vacillating moves and impulsive actions constantly get them into trouble. Many of the borderline person's lies are to avoid blame or to shift the responsibility for his or her problems to other people. So the people that they lie, they be reckless, when confronted, they shift the blame. They don't take no responsibility for their actions. They shift the blame to other people. They throw the other person to the wolves, or they'll be like, oh, it was because of A, B, and C, or they did that to me, so that's why I did that, type of stuff. Even though you know that they are an invasive liar, They have been telling melodramatic lies. They're a manipulative liar, and it's so easy for them to lie to you because that is what is in them. So, guilty secrets account for many lies of the compulsive person. So, if the person is guilty, that is why they will compulsively lie, because they know that they're guilty in their heart. So if you're a guilty person, you got a lot to lose. You got more to lie for, right? Let me ask y'all: do innocent people lie? Do innocent people lie? Is it easy for an innocent person to get up in front of people or to tell a lie? You get what I'm saying? I'm asking y'all in the chat. I want y'all to keep it real with me. Is it easy or is it hard for innocent people to tell a lie? The reason why you don't lie is because when you lie, you have to remember all of your lies, and then it just doesn't do you any good to just lie like that. So many people who compulsively lie, that's a person that just lies. I mean, it's just like, you know, the worst thing about a liar and the people that do this fraud activity, y'all, is people that you just know they lying, and they know that they lying, but they think that people are so stupid anyway. Yes, each of us know one liar or have dated a liar. I think that's fair to say that, y'all. So Fatima said, I don't think it's easy for an innocent person to lie. Like a person that don't do all that lying, they just may just keep it real with you, or they're not gonna compulsively lie. If they do tell a lie, they're not gonna compulsively lie. Like these type of people that lie like this is from guilt and mental illness that these people they go through. So it says guilty secrets account for many lies of the compulsive person, a type who generally is scrupully honest. Compulsives pride themselves on following the rule and the attention to facts and details, but they also suffer for a fear of being shamed. And so they lie to prevent other people from finding out things they feel would meet with disapproval. So these type of people, they know the difference between right and wrong. They know that. So they know that if they are doing fraud activity or fraud stuff, yeah, like cheaters too. If they are doing fraud stuff, like if a person is cheating on you and they know that they've been doing fraud stuff, they fear being shamed. Alana says, I don't like people that try to make up a lie just to benefit themselves. Just be honest. Like, that's the worst thing you could do, to lie to benefit some type of reason or to sickly get people's attention because you're looking for sympathy. That is pathetic at its finest. Like, I don't have no, like, that's some type of stuff that's like, get out of here with that. These people, they suffer with the fear of being shamed, so they lie to prevent other people from finding out things they would feel would meet with disapproval. So they know that most people would look at them like, I know you ain't out here lying like this, and would be mad that they lying on the level that they lying. So pretty much it says their lies are often mild about things others would find no cause for lying. One man, for instance, it says he lied to his wife to keep her from finding out about him being in therapy. And they're studying basically when they say this, the normal lie. It says this research and the other recent studies of the topic were done in America and England. The psychologists do not know to what extent the findings may apply to other cultures, I guess. So pretty much, this is just crazy. I want to talk to y'all about the manipulators, because I feel like people that are manipulators are like the worst. Oh, this weather got me like, oh. You said you'd rather walk in truth and let the spirit show. People who have to say all the time, I'm not a liar, they probably lying. Thank you, Troublesome Now. So let's talk about what a manipulator is, and then we're going to break down what psychological manipulation is. A manipulative person is one person who use, manipulation of one person is used for the benefit of another. The manipulator deliberately creates an imbalance of power and exploits the victim to serve his or her own agenda. Most manipulative individuals have four common characteristics and root causes for chronic manipulation, and they're complex and deep seated. So, we're going to talk about psychological manipulation, and why these people do this type of stuff. So we're gonna break down all of this. We're gonna break down all of this. Let's talk about some different signs of psychological and emotional manipulation. Psychological manipulation can be defined as an exercise of undue influence through mental distortion and emotional exploitation, with the intention to seize power, control, benefits, and or privileges at the victim's expense. So when a person is psychologically manipulating or compulsively lying to you, they're lying to you to gain your attention and their sympathy to meet their own agenda. Just always remember that. Fatima said it used to drive her mad. She could only, yeah, people could only deal with that. I'm glad you said that, Fatima, for a short time, because eventually they're going to start figuring out that that's what you're doing. So it says it is important to distinguish healthy social influence from psychological manipulation. So healthy social influence occurs between most people, and it is part of the give and take of constructive relationships. This is from Psychology Today, folks. So so they have here a list of 14 tricks manipulative people often use to coerce others into positions of disadvantage. So I'm going to put this article up there so that people can be informed. So number one is the home court advantage. It says a manipulative individual may insist on you meeting or interacting in a physical space where he or she can exercise more dominant control. Does this person often ask you to come to their house or to come where they're at? Does this person often want you to do things or to talk to them on their terms? They're trying to get the home court advantage. So that's psychological manipulation. Prime example that I'll use for that. Like, I had disagreements with what's his face, Tommy Sotomayor, but he wanted me to come to his channel to talk about why I thought he was a fraud. That's manipulation right there. I don't need to come and talk to you about how I feel on your space. You get what I'm saying? That's psychological manipulation where they want a home court advantage. Thank you, Jason, so much. So number two, they let you speak first to establish your baseline and look for your weakness. So many salespeople do this. People that are in sales, it says, when they prospect you, by you generally, they probe you and they ask you questions. They establish a baseline about your thinking and your behavior. So they're getting you to talk first so that they can see what you're thinking. Oh my gosh, Sasha ain't playing. So pretty much, they want to evaluate your strengths and weaknesses if they let you talk first. So Alana says, if someone tells you a bold-faced lie, should you trust them after that? Would y'all trust somebody that told y'all a bold-faced lie? I'm going to ask y'all 100%. Would y'all trust somebody that just got up in front of you or just was in your face, bold-faced lying? Would you trust that type of person? So this type of questioning often has hidden agenda and can also occur at the workplace or in personal relationships. Let me go to the chat. Jason says no. Fatima says no, I couldn't trust that person. You can't trust a liar, period. Somebody that'll get in your front of your face and tell you a bold-faced lie, and some of these folks that be out here frauding, they got to know people see them lying. Like, you can see them lying, and I, honestly, when people be lying and I catch it, I be looking like, are you kidding me? Like, you literally said that and think nobody caught that? So manipulation of facts is number 3. Please pay attention to what I'm about to say on the manipulation of facts. People who are manipulators will manipulate the facts of anything. You catch them lying, they're going to manipulate facts to try to bend them to what they need. So, examples: lying, making excuses, they're two faced, blaming the victim for causing their own victimization, deformation of the truth. So, they're strategic disclosure or withholding of key information. So, they'll tell you a story, but they'll leave out parts on purpose so that you have a perception or a view of something that you think one way because they left out facts for you on purpose. That's why please don't take nothing that nobody says at face value. Always fact check a person, y'all, because people be out here frauding every day. So the person who manipulates the facts, they often exaggerate, understatement, one-sided bias of an issue. Oh, the people that manipulate, they'll overwhelm you with facts and statistics. This is for the more intelligent people. They'll tend to try to do this. They'll intellectually bully you. Now, this has happened to me before personally. A person that is, intellect, they're very intellectual, but they will try to take advantage of you by imposing alleged facts and statistics and data you may know little about. So this has happened to me before, especially being in college with different peers and people. You deal with this type of stuff. This can happen mostly in sales and financial situations. Um, yeah, troublesome. Now, what would be a good reason for people to lie? And then it's important to know with this fact, some people use this technique for no other purpose than to feel a sense of intellectual superiority and to lie to you. So just always watch that. That person, like if you go to buy a car, if you go to do something and they try to like, oh, this is this, they don't want you to look nowhere else. But them, if they not telling you to fact check or go look at other sources like doctors and stuff too, if they not telling you to go get a second opinion, they could be possibly trying to intellectually bully you. So it's very possible for that to happen. Everybody lies. Everybody has lied before, okay? But we're not talking about regular liars or people that just lie. Like, okay, let's say your cousin wants you to go out with her, but you don't like the ratchet people that she hang out with. So you, instead of you hurting her feelings, you may say, oh, I gotta pick the kids up from daycare or whatever you may come out with because you don't want to hurt her feelings and really say, girl, them friends and you ratchet, and I don't really want to hang out with you tonight with these ratchet dudes you be meeting and your hood rat friends. You really don't want to hurt the person's feelings. So you may lie and say something like that. We're not talking about those type of people. We're talking about people who manipulate, who have histrionic personality disorder, where they lie to attention seek. They lie to manipulate you and to get an emotional response. We're not talking about the regular type of lies that people tell. You get what I'm saying? It's a huge difference. These people, there's some mental defects there. Okay? Like your child. Your child, you may say, did you color on the ground? And because they don't want to get in trouble, they may say, no, mom, I didn't. You know what I mean? That's that type of lying. That's because they don't want to get a spanking or something like that. That's a regular lie. They don't want to they think they might get physical harm or they may get a tap or something like that. They want to evade that type of thing. Okay, so let me see. Oh, you said okay. So Jason says if their life was in danger, maybe. So Jason says if they lie because their life, lying because your life is in danger is totally different from you just lying to seek attention. That's totally different. Like let's say a person, God forbid, they with a person that they don't want to be around and they're lying to get away from the person. I think that God will understand that. Like, this person is doing stuff they don't need to do, and if you tell them the truth, they may not let you go. So you may have to act like you like the person. Plenty of kidnapped victims do that. They lie or put on an act to get away from a harmful person. That's you trying to survive. That's not you lying and attention seeking. So, oh my gosh, this is crazy, y'all. Like, it's sad that it's just fraudulent folks out here. Troublesome, you didn't answer the question though. Because they asked what would be a reason just to lie. So Jason's reason was if their life was in danger. That would be a reason for you to, if you had to get out of those circumstances, yeah, like you got to do what you got to do to survive. That would be a circumstance. Jason said, "Let every man be a liar and God be true." Okay, so what? Okay, what Jason said. All right, we got you. We got you. So these people that lie, y'all, it's just sad. Certain people use bureaucracy, paperwork, procedures, laws and bylaws, committees, and other roadblocks to maintain their position in power while making your life more difficult. This technique can be used to delay fact finding and truth seeking, hide flaws and weaknesses, and evade scrutiny. So these people that they'll try to overwhelm you and manipulate with red tape and procedures. They'll try to come up with lies to evade them being scrutinized. Oh, this is a good one. Number 6 is raising their voice and displaying negative emotions. Some individuals raise their voice during discussions as a form of aggressive manipulation. So people in arguments that they gotta try to get their voice sky high. If you confront them with the truth, and they liars, they tend to do that. Their voice will get sky high. You get what I'm saying? And then some individuals raise their voice during discussions as a form of aggressive manipulation. The assumption may be that if they project their voice loudly enough or display negative emotions, you'll submit to their coercion and give them what they want. The aggressive voice is frequently combined with strong body language, such as standing or excited gestures, to increase impact. These type of people that manipulate and lie like this, they'll often raise their voice. They'll often cuss a lot to try to get a point across when you confront them with the facts. Yeah, they want to overpower the conversation. Yeah, Jason, I don't understand why people just don't tell the truth. Just tell the truth. Shame the devil and tell the truth. So number 7 is negative surprises. Some people use negative surprises to put you off balance and gain a psychological advantage. These are the people that lie. They come up with a story so they could gain a psychological advantage over you. If you are not savvy, you can be manipulated with this one. This can range from lowballing in a negotiation situation to a sudden profession that he or she will not be able to come through and deliver in some way. Typically, the unexpected negative information comes without warning, so you have little time to prepare and counter their move. The manipulator may ask for additional concessions from you in order to continue to work from you. Snakes in the grass. I'm telling you, these fraud people out here, shoot. We exposing frauds all 2018. I'm telling y'all, they not even ready. So 8 is when the people, they give you little or no time to decide. So one way a manipulator, how they work is they'll put pressure on you to make a decision before you're ready. They apply tension and control onto you. It's hope that you will crack and give in to the aggressor's demands. Like, they'll force you to try to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? To sway either way. Like, to be on this side or this side. They'll sway. Number 9 is Negative humor designed to poke at your weaknesses and disempower you. I hate manipulators like this who they try to make jokes and all that type of good stuff as a way to tear you down and to manipulate you. So some manipulators like this, they like to make critical remarks, often disguised as humor or sarcasm, to make you seem inferior or less secure. Examples can include any variety of comments ranging from your appearance to your older model smartphone to your background, credentials, to the fact that you walked in 2 minutes late and were out of breath, by making you look bad and getting you to feel bad. The aggressor hopes to impose psychological superiority over you. Yeah, Tasha, they will often try to belittle you. Um, People that do that, and especially people that always talk about physical appearances and stuff like that, and what you got and what the person don't got, that's a person that's being manipulative. Because honestly, God is not a respecter of person. He don't care what kind of car you drive. He don't care about how much money you have, because he will use who he wants to use. So people who they nitpick and they try to be sarcastic, funny, but really not, that's a person that's manipulative. Like, I've dealt with friends like that, and they often try to think, oh, yeah, that's just, it's sad, y'all. Jason said that's bullying. That is bullying. So if the person constantly, number 10 is, if the person constantly judges you and criticizes you to make you feel inadequate, and is distinct from the previous behavior where negative humor is used as a cover. Here, the manipulator outright picks on you by constantly marginalizing, ridiculing, and dismissing you. She or he keeps you off balance and maintains their superiority. The aggressor deliberately fosters the impression that there's always something wrong with you, and that no matter how hard you try, you are inadequate and will never be good enough. Significantly, the manipulator focuses on the negative without providing genuine and constructive solutions or offering meaningful ways to help. Like, typically, people like this, they'll always point out a negative thing that you do. They don't focus on no positive. They not trying to offer no real positive construction. They are always harping on the one thing they want to focus on, which is it could be like one thing that you negatively did, or just one minute thing, and it's just it's the discussion for them. You got to watch those people like that, because they're manipulators, and that's a spirit of manipulation. The person, oh, I hate this type of manipulation, y'all. The person who gives you the silent treatment. Has anybody ever dealt with a person that gave them the silent treatment? Has anybody dealt with anybody that's okay? So Tasha says she has. I hate this type of silent treatment type of people. By deliberately not responding to your reasonable calls, text messages, emails, or other inquiries, the manipulator presumes power by making you wait and intends to place doubt and uncertainty in your mind. The silent treatment is a head game where silence is used as a form of leverage. Like, anytime the silent treatment has been used in a relationship, I literally, you will get yourself cut off. I'm just not that type of, I don't play those type of games. If you in a relationship or in a friendship with somebody, you are on a job. So you don't call, you don't answer a text message, that's a no call, no show. Jason said, yeah, and they were cheating. Jason, like, what about them cheaters? Jason want to jump out a bush and catch somebody cheating real quick. Ooh, this number 12. Please listen to number 12, because this is how you really could tell you dealing with a manipulator right here. People that play stupid. They pretend to be ignorant to stuff, but they play stupid. This is the classic playing dumb tactic. By pretending he or she does not understand what you want or what you want them to do, the manipulator, passive aggressive, makes you take on what is his or her responsibility and gets you to break a sweat. Some children use this tactic in order to delay, stall, and manipulate adults into doing for them what they don't want to do. Some grown-ups use this tactic as well when they have something to hide or obligation they wish to avoid. So these type of people, they play dumb. You confront them about something, they play dumb. Or your kids, like they said, you may ask them to pick up their shoes and they acting like they didn't understand what you said. But this, y'all, it's getting deeper with these lies, y'all. It's getting deeper with these lies. Troublesome Now said he did that with his parents back in the day. Yeah, those people are dangerous. The ones that play dumb. I don't buy it. I don't go for the old you didn't know or old I had no idea that happened or the person would could have been saying that or doing that. I don't go for that type of stuff. Cause if you ain't know, you should have known. That's just you know how my mom used to roll. If you ain't know, you should have known. Yeah, they set you up and all the while acting like they didn't know they was doing stuff. Get out of here. That's a person that's a manipulator at its finest, playing stupid. Don't believe it. Number 13. We getting close to the end, y'all. It's getting hot. Number 13 is guilt baiting. Unreasonable blaming, targeting recipient's soft spot, holding another responsible for the manipulator's happiness and success or the unhappiness and failures. By targeting the recipient's emotional weaknesses and vulnerability, the manipulator coerces the recipient into ceding unreasonable requests and demands. You said like they did Tupac, nobody knew nothing. They certainly did act like they ain't know nothing when we all know they know something. Psychology Today, y'all, I gotta love this website because you can even find yourself a therapist on this website. Some of y'all frauds need to log on to Psychology today, and get yourself a therapist ASAP because y'all are crazy. Number 14 is the last tip, is the people who do that victimhood, victim martyr complex, victimhood mess. People that exaggerate or imagine personal issues, exaggerated or imagine health issues, dependency, codependency, deliberately frailty to elicit sympathy and favor, playing weak, powerless, or martyr. I do not like people that do this, that lie for sympathy. People that create imagined issues or they exaggerate like, oh, I just was so sick last week. I don't know how I'm gonna make it, or like I know how to. I'm short on my rent. I don't know how. They always play that woe is me victim mentality. They play weak and powerless on purpose. The purpose of a manipulative victimhood is often to exploit the recipient's goodwill. People that do this victimhood manipulation, they do it to exploit people's goodwill because people, if it's a sad situation that happens to somebody, like let's say a person's house caught on fire or something negative happened, people, they want to be there for that person, as that thing in you, that empathy and that sympathy that God puts in your heart toward other people. Guilty conscience, sense of duty and obligation. So the purpose of a manipulative victimhood is often to exploit the recipient's goodwill, guilty conscience, sense of duty and obligation, or protective and nurturing instinct in order to extract unreasonable benefits. So they want to extract unreasonable benefits. They want to gain from exploiting and lying to you. They want to exploit those benefits and concessions. All signs of manipulation, people. All signs. Yes, intentionally misleading people. That's it's just not cool, y'all. If you stayed on this live, you must love to learn like me. Thank you, Jason. What are you talking about, troublesome now, about feminists? What you talking about? So I'm gonna give y'all some steps on how to avoid a manipulator, how to outsmart a manipulator. We're gonna bring up the 11 steps. I'm gonna put all the articles that we discussed today in the info box down below of this video because it's 2018. It's time for these folks and these frauds to just stop lying out here. Stop lying. So let's talk about the 11 ways. This is how you spot a manipulator. So, a master manipulator makes you talk more about yourself than they do. The reason is that they want to find out your strengths and weaknesses. So, just know the person wants you to talk so they can find out what your interests are to reel you in. Maybe your downfall, maybe like some people they like to oh, okay. Some people they may like to talk a lot. They may like to talk a lot about people. You get what I'm saying? That could be your possible downfall. A person that's a manipulator, they gonna harp on all of the things that are your weaknesses. Yeah, like I don't people they try to get you to talk, but they honestly people they try to get you to talk so that they can use what you say against you. Don't do that. That's why you do have the right to remain silent because what do they say? Anything you say can and will be used against you. That's why I just all that talking. Mm-mm. So, this is how you avoid a master manipulator. Number one, avoid contact with a master manipulator. If you can do it, stay away from the emotional manipulators. Number two, say no. Jason, you started talking, man. I ain't see nothing, I don't know nothing, and I don't hear nothing. That's the one thing my dad taught me. You ain't know nothing. If they come and ask you, you don't know nothing. So pretty much, a lot of us feel sorry for others that do not necessarily deserve our pity and agree to things that go against our better judgment. Just say no. The more often you practice it, the more easier it becomes. You are still a good person even if you say no once in a while and you know this for a fact. 3. If you cannot avoid a master manipulator, then find ways to ignore them. Do not contradict them, listen to them, nod, and do whatever you think it is the best thing to do. Just get yourself out that situation. That's when I dealt with narcissistic individuals, it ain't no need for you to try to explain why you ain't dealing with them because it's all they trying to do is bait you into an argument and to manipulate further. I got nothing to say. I didn't see. I ain't hear nothing, and I don't know nothing. That's how I move with that. 4. Set boundaries. This is important. So basically, the person is saying it has them quivering with impatience to put the words down on the computer screen. Setting boundaries is important. So important in any kind of relationship that it's easier to do so at the very beginning of the relationship when people do not know what to expect of you. This is to change, than it is to change course of midway. Because, like, once you're in a relationship and you never set the boundaries from the beginning, like, prime example, women like that did not get respected in the beginning and then they want to just try to change up the relationship in the middle and ask for respect, chances are you probably not going to get it because you didn't set the tone from the beginning. Like, you better head check and head roll when heads will roll when you bust up in the room. That's how it should be. You better have people on point. They better be at attention when you come into the room, because chances are, if you don't start off, it's not gonna it's not gonna change. And that's when the manipulator will start asking questions and try to make you feel guilty for doing it. You get what I'm saying? That you're not letting them do a certain behavior. Um, so pretty much, people, especially if you're in college, they use the example of the person always calling, asking you for notes, making you feel bad, like you're supposed to be a friend type of thing. 5 is to set goals. So if you clearly define your goals, it will become much harder for someone else to manipulate you to theirs on advantage. When you know where you're going and the path on how to get there becomes a lot more clear, you'll be able to see the distractions. Hey, Myron. Number 6 is, man, assume responsibility for what you do. Like, good or bad, manipulators, especially um, if you in a work environment, it says, tend to take advantage of other people's work and claim it for their own, and they're really good at blaming someone else for their mistakes. Like, people who not real and they manipulators, they will always try to pass the blame to somebody else. Oh, it wasn't me, it was so and so. Like, if you bad and you real for real and you about it, you gonna be like, yeah, I did it. Like, that's me. I own it. Like, that's me. You're not gonna try to run. You get what I'm saying? Keep track of everything, like calls, texts. This is number 7. Meetings, your work, their work, whatever you have access to, finances. Make sure you do not go too far and infringe on their right of privacy by recording, using monitoring software without their knowledge, because you can go to jail. Like, let's be real about that. But just you make sure when you're dealing with a manipulator, keep a paper trail. You know, you got to keep a paper trail when frauds is around, y'all. Keep a paper trail. If you catch them slipping on anything, keep that paper trail. Number 8, don't get emotionally involved. People that manipulate and they lie compulsively, they want you to get emotionally involved. The people that have mastered manipulation, they will twist and blow your emotions out of proportion once they figure out what buttons to push. Number 9, I'm going to say this loudly and proudly. Recognize mental illness when you see it. Sometimes there's no manipulator to outsmart, but it's just a disease in need of treatment. So if I start seeing red flags, and I'm not a professional, you know what I mean? I'm just a regular human being as of right now, just working hard in school, trying to get to the next level. But, you know, if I see red flags, I'm going to be like, no, no, no. Let me go and ask somebody that's a professional what they thoughts is on this situation. Or if I feel like the person is making me feel uncomfortable, I'm going to be like, no. Like, some people, you just need to refer them so they could get that 5150. 10, be someone they rather avoid messing with. This goes hand in hand with setting boundaries. Make it too hard to get what they want from you and too risky for them to be discovered if they try to manipulate you. Prime example, I'm going to use myself. I'm a no-nonsense type of person. I smell BS. Yeah, like I'm more of a leader type of person, not a follower. I stay to myself type of person. Literally, I'm just not that type of person that's like, pushovery, or like if you say something, I'm a be the person that investigated to the fullest extent. Um, I've always been like that. So it's just like, some people, they won't want to be around you. Devils only want to be around devils. And the ones that do try to get on you, they'll try to leech because they want to bring you over to the kingdom of darkness, or they'll want to leech their energy from you, or be energy drainers and distractions to you. And for those ones, you got to make it so hard that the people, they don't even want to stay around. Like, negative people, they don't want to stay around me because I don't tolerate negativity. And that's why you don't see them around, because I'll be like, no, I'm not dealing with negativity. Yep. Myron, I'm glad you said that. You gotta listen to your spirit about stuff. Cause people, they'll lie until they die, boy. They'll lie until they die out here frauding every day in the street. You gotta hit them where it hurts. 11 is hit them where it hurts. Turn their allies into enemies. Destroy their power base. It says here, use the example of the person if they're cheating. It says, let other girls know he's cheating. Make sure what you do doesn't land you in trouble, more trouble than it solves. I'm personally not gonna do that type of stuff. But if a person out here frauding, you best believe. What's I'm gonna be like, Judge Kevin Gillespie, we got a fraud. We got a fraud alert. It's been a fraud alert. All right, bro. All right. I'm telling you, we getting these folks. These folks is getting exposed 2018. You're not gonna be out here frauding, deceiving innocent people for your selfish gain. I'm tired of these folks, and they need to be exposed. Some of these folks, just turn yourself into the fraud department. Some of these folks know they out here frauding, that they could get up in front of y'all and be lying, knowing they're going well that they lying. You get what I'm saying? Knowing they're going well. It's just pathetic when you lie to get sympathy and you lie to emotionally twist people and to switch the balances of the psychological advantage on people. That is just disgusting. And those type of people are vile and they disgust me and cannot be trusted. They vile. I'm telling you, I can't deal with it. What are y'all thoughts? Let me go to the chat. Chat, what are y'all's thoughts? Because I don't deal with the folks out here frauding. I'm going to get... if they don't turn themselves in, honey, I'm going to get fraud department right on the line. Fraud department, we got some people that you need to see. We got a fraud alert detected. And we ain't taking our Vera Wing flats, flip-flops, Jordans, Nikes off they throat. Myron, that's what I'm saying. It's common sense. But you know, people, they don't use common sense. They'll let somebody lie to them. A person with a brain, they sitting there breaking down a person's whole lie. The person, I mean, I'm telling you, folks be lying and BSing. I done broke down the whole lie and why it's a lie and all of that within 2 seconds. And people just be like, they be so fooled. With this emotional manipulation stuff, y'all, they be so fooled. I'm telling you, y'all frauds, 2018, go ahead and turn yourself into the courts. Prosecutor, what's his name? King Kush. What they call him? The assistant district attorney. Okay, so Myron said, but damaged people will deal with it, lack of understanding of self. I'm telling you, Myron, that's people, you got to educate yourself so that you're not fooled by people, because people will take advantage of you if you let them. Like these people, I've been telling y'all since 2017 what some of these folks is out here up to. Some of y'all, just go ahead and turn yourself in, because it's not going to get better for y'all. It's really not. You know, the stuff is being compiled on a daily basis and dropped off. So it's not going to get better for you. Just go ahead and throw the towel in and turn yourself in. Go ahead and go over there to the fraud department. Have the bounty hunters pick you up, because it's just not going to get better for these folks out here. Lovely Shauna says, I can't deal with the phoniness. I can't either. Y'all know, like when y'all sitting up in church and y'all know that the pastor lying and sleeping with all the members and stuff, and you looking like, I know this nigga ain't up here on another Sunday trying to get sympathy and all different type of stuff. Jason, my look told me, people say I look military. Lovely Shauna said, the people, yes, Shauna, I can't do nothing but reach my hands up to the Lord. Like I reach my hands up unto thee, because these people, they are so deceived. And if you a real person, real recognize real. You see the game when you see it. You just like, I ain't mad at nobody. If they out here real, but them frauds, I don't got no love for. You a straight op. If you a fraud, you a straight op. We ain't dealing with you 2018. That's word up. We ain't dealing with you. We don't care who the fraud is. We don't care. If you a op, you a op. You a fraud, you a fraud. We finna turn you into the fraud. I'm finna turn you into the fraud department. Turn yourself in, it won't be no problem. Myron says the problem, the victimizer, and the victim make it real. Yeah, these pastors be the worst. The yes, they use like okay. Most of the people that manipulate, they could have been a victim of certain circumstances because they did say it could have came from childhood events or anything that happened in their life. So it could have been very well that they could have been a victim of something. You get what I'm saying? They could have been a victim of something, but they're using it to emotionally manipulate people. Like it was a lady that I worked with like way back then. And she would use like she was ill. Like she was like ill and she would just use her illness to manipulate people. It was like I was so disgusted with that lady cuz I'm like God healed you and you out here manipulating people after God healed you, like you a disgust. Like I just don't understand people. Alana said pastors are a good example. Pastors do it all the time. Like, oh my goodness, they will do it all the time. They will be lying, sleeping with the members. You confront them about it. You the devil and you all this. Like they don't. It's like when they're confronted with the truth, them people they'll shift the blame to other people. They will never confront the truth. They will just throw the sheep to the wolves. That's how they operate. Yeah, you can't take none of these frauds serious. Never take a fraud serious. I never take a fraud serious. I'm gonna take you real serious in watching you and to say that we see you. That's all I'm gonna say. Lady Royal said they be the main ones sleeping with their members and having multiple affairs. You know it. When we start giving our time to man, that's not God. He can't tell you nothing if you don't believe yourself. Always believe yourself. Like if you feel a certain way or you see red flags about people, look into that. Like it's it's probably God trying to notify you that something is off with the situation or that person. Yeah, Myron, go ahead. Let off with the questions. Anybody got any questions? That's a good thing, Myron. Who has any questions? Lady Royal said that's why they get exposed. Lady Royal be too real out here for me. She be real. That's why I love her when she go on my chat. Jason said I worked with a pastor at the bus company and I knew his wife from church. Poor thing. All the ladies slept with him at work. That's just so nasty. It's just sad, and those type of people, they use their position to manipulate people. Like often with the pastors, they'll say, "Oh, I'm a servant of the Lord," and they know women got that fantasy of being a first lady and all those other things, and they use the scriptures to twist them to manipulate people. And some people, because they are babes in Christ or they don't know much, that's the intellectual superiority type of manipulation. The person may know the Bible, but if a person who don't know the Bible, they'll easily be able to tell somebody something crazy like that. Oh, God will turn it, make it out for our good. He'll turn it into our good. Yeah, they do use God to manipulate people all the time. I see it all the time. They use God to collect money, even in spite of the fact that the words say about the tithes and offering situation very clear. That tithes and offering is not food. Yet they use the word of God to collect that money every Sunday. So They just bank on people not knowing, and that's that manipulation type stuff. Lady Roy said, "Why you think the first lady be looking stiff?" She be like, "Lord, I'm trying not to." Lady Royal, I can't with you. Hey, AM Mendia. Yeah, that's why it's good to have knowledge. That's why the Lord say people perish due to the lack of knowledge because they don't go look into stuff. Like they take everything people say at face value. Like I said, even stuff I said, go look up what I'm talking about. Like I don't, you know what I mean? Go look up what I'm talking about. Shoot, everybody gotta have checks and balances and do a heart check. Shoot. That's how I feel. Anytime people say something, even if my like I'm in college, even if my teachers say something, I go I go fact check it. You know what I mean? You said why do I think God is not stopping it? What do you get? Elaborate on what you like. Elaborate, Myron. Like what? Okay, so Alana's answer says free will. Yes, that's a perfect answer because God does give you free will. God is not running a cult. The same way I always tell y'all that. God loved you so much that he decided to give you the choice of life and death. He doesn't want to force you to love him, serve him, or to do right things. People have free will. And some people they choose to do evil, some people choose to do good. Now, as far as God not stopping it, baby, God stop fraud every day. I don't know what God. I be seeing God stop fraud every day. So, you know, everybody had a time for judgment. Just because it didn't happen, when a person wanted it to happen or people wanted it to happen, that doesn't mean that the person is not gonna somehow face judgment or face judgment at some point. So he'll give you free will. He is merciful. And yes, everyone is faced with that valley of decision. So everybody is going to have that choice. You're going to either choose life or death, hot or cold. That's just how it's going to be. And a lot of people, they do foul stuff. How many of y'all seen people do foul stuff and you seen that it came back around on them? Because that's the law of the land. You reap what you sow. So you put that type of energy into the atmosphere, the universe. That's the law of the land that you're going to reap what you sow. I know a lot of y'all have seen that happen to people. People that was doing the most vile stuff. You see, like some people, they was doing vile stuff. They ended up with cancer. They had premature death and stuff like that. Um, I've seen it happen time and time again. Somebody that tried to foul me ended up on Judge Judy, getting clowned on national TV. You know what I mean? So you never know when you're gonna see a situation happen. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean that because it doesn't happen when you want it to happen, that God is not a vindicator. We just have to wake up. Respect, Myron. Respect. Yep. God is waiting on people to wake up. And people are starting to wake up. It's gonna happen. Might not be today, might not be tomorrow. Yep. AM India. It happens. People they be wanting God to move on their time. God is God. God is the vindicator and vengeance belongs to him. Like it could be the most vilest person. You just never know how God is gonna move or to swiftly move and deal with that person. Cause anything God come up with is it surpasses your mind on how to deal with punishment or judgment for a person. Like people think jail and death is scary. You need to be scared of the person that could blot your name out of the Lamb's Book of Life. The person that could kill you eternally. That's who you need to be scared of. Just having a reverential fear. Yes. Alonda says, look at the Bishop Eddie Long situation. That is so true. He was doing dark type of stuff. That stuff ended up coming to the light. And we don't know, you know, if the man decided to get himself together with the Lord, but he kind of went out kind of swiftly, it seemed like. Way sooner than he should have. Two, you gotta be careful when you be messing with them. Like not even talking about Bishop Eddie Long, but you gotta be careful when you mess with them children, cause you put a curse on yourself. The children is definitely, they belong to the Lord. You mess with them children, you gonna get dealt with. Myron says Bishop Eddie Long and all these super pastors and churches are created by secret societies and governments. Myron, you ain't lied with that. I ain't gonna say you ain't never told no lie, but you telling the truth with that. All right, y'all. Does anybody have any questions before I get off the live? Does anybody have any questions, y'all? You good, Myron? Okay, yes. Jason says yes. Question. Can we say hi first? What do you mean, Jason? Fatima laughing. What you mean, sir? Oh, I'm sorry, hun. Hi to you and God bless you. God bless you. I love all my subscribers and all my supporters. Y'all are the like real MVP. Y'all are like, um, well, God first, and then y'all are the reason that I do it because I definitely want to help people, and just so that we can converse back and forth, just to obtain knowledge that way too. Because like Myron said, you do gotta provoke thought, and the reason that we have these discussions is to provoke thought. All right, so to recap, thank you, Jason. To recap on what we talked about tonight, we talked about the histrionic or histrionic personality disorder, and to sum that up, we gonna get to that live, sister. We gonna get to that live. This is a person who they exhibit excessive emotionality and tendency to regard things in an emotional manner and are attention seekers. People with this disorder are uncomfortable and feel unappreciated when they are not the center of attention. Behaviors may include constant seeking or approval of attention, self dramatization, and they have to be the center of attention so much so that they will try to manipulate and to lie to attention seek. Manipulators, they can exhibit these type of lies, manipulative lies, and that's where people they tend to lie, and they're the hallmark of sociopaths or antisocial personalities, and they're driven by utterly selfish motives. You got your melodramatic liar, who they want to be the center of attention, and they're natural to the hysteric or histrionic histrionic personality, and they desperately are searching for love. They are also more taken with emotional truths than facts of a situation. The people who do these grandiose lies, um, they have the deep need to win constant approval of others, uh, and they need to present themselves in the most favorable light. That's why they tell the lies, to make themselves look better. And they are reckless with their lies, so they do not care about being reckless with their lies. The people who evasively lies worst type of liars when they, they have impulsive actions that constantly get them into trouble, and they tell lies to avoid blame, and they shift responsibility. So all of these lies that I'm talking about, y'all, they are intentionally done to mislead people, to emotionally manipulate people, and you shouldn't be doing it. Anybody that could get up there and get up and lie to your face and stuff like that, they need to be watched. Some of these people, they have neurological problems. Some of these people, they just are dealing with guilty secrets, and that's why they compulsively lie. So compulsive people, they pride themselves on following the rule and attention to facts and detail, but they suffer from being with the fear of being ashamed. So they lie to prevent other people from finding out things that they would feel would meet with disapproval. So these people basically are manipulators that lie like this, and you need to watch these type of people because they're toxic. Yeah, that's why they do it. But I hope you all enjoyed the live. Um, Make sure that you definitely click in that notification bell. If you like videos like this and if this is your first time watching, definitely like, comment, and subscribe. I thank y'all for watching. Tasha Smith said, y'all, we gonna get on to these lives. Okay, so basically, who said about the black men and the backbone? We might have to do a live about that. But definitely, y'all don't take y'all foot off these frauds in the community neck. Stop allowing these people to lie to y'all in y'all face. Um, Lovely Shauna, we may have to do a live about that. Stop allowing these people to do that, y'all, because we see that these frauds be out here lying every day, and we see y'all like stop. That's all I have to say about that. I'm gonna plead no comment, other than the fact that y'all frauds better stop because it ain't getting no better for y'all in 2018. The storm is coming. I'm Brittany Chanel. Mwah. Thank you, Jason. Good night. I will be going live again tomorrow night. Thank you, Fatima. You gonna troublesome now? You gonna be doing regular YouTuber videos? I'm going live tomorrow night, y'all. Y'all can find me at the same time. Okay. So unless if I go live earlier, I will put it on the Facebook. So definitely keep up with the Facebook and things of that nature. Good night.